Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're doing a massive, epic, chronological zoom-in on the ancient Hindu creation myth, straight from the Brahma Purana. We are going to start way back in the silent cosmic void and travel step by step through the explosive birth of the universe, all the way down to the literal dawn of human agriculture. Let's jump right in.
So how did ancient storytellers explain the birth of galaxies, the stars, in human civilization? Well, to answer that, we have to look at how these ancient minds conceptualized the absolute beginning of everything. I mean, before time even existed, before there was an earth, a sky, or a single star in the universe. Just think about that for a second. How do you even begin to describe the origin of existence itself when you don't have modern telescopes or astrophysics? Well, as we'll see, this ancient text does it through some deeply evocative imagery and powerful metaphors that, honestly, still resonate today.
So, picture this. We start at a highly meditative, almost impossibly slow pace. The source describes this state of complete, utter darkness. There's just this endless, silent cosmic ocean stretching infinitely in every single direction. The whole vibe is mysterious, peaceful, and entirely timeless. And floating right there upon this infinite expanse is the infinite serpent, Shesha. Resting on Shesha is Lord Vishnu. He's glowing with his brilliant blue skin, decked out in magnificent golden ornaments and a radiant crown. In this absolute profound stillness, Vishnu's breathing creates these gentle rhythmic ripples across the silent cosmic ocean, with faint galaxies just sort of shimmering around him. It is a beautifully serene starting point for our universe, isn't it?
Now let's look at the cosmic chain of events and see how this builds, because from that mysterious darkness, the literal spark of creation is lit. Before time, we have the silent cosmic ocean. Then, the first spark. A brilliant golden lotus slowly emerges from Vishnu's navel, expanding across the universe with divine light. Next comes the expansion, where a glowing cosmic egg forms inside this lotus. And finally, the awakening. That cosmic egg slowly cracks open to reveal the four-faced Lord Brahma, seated right there on the lotus. His body is just radiating divine golden light, and as he opens his eyes, the darkness actually begins transforming into creation itself. And the explosion of creation begins. As soon as Brahma opens his eyes, the pacing drastically speeds up. First, massive galaxies and swirling nebulas explode into existence. Second, the sun, moon, and stars ignite while planets begin to rotate. Third, mountains violently rise up, volcanoes erupt, and rivers carve out the earth. And fourth, countless animals, we're talking elephants, lions, peacocks, they all just rapidly appear. With every single movement of his hands, the universe bursts into this chaotic, massive wave of light, geography, and life. Lightning flashes across these newly formed skies, and boom, it is just a sudden, overwhelming arrival of existence.
Moving on to our next section, populating the cosmos, from sages to humanity. Now that the stage is set, who populates this vibrant new universe? Well, Brahma establishes a perfect balance right out of the gate. On one hand, we have the ethereal. Brahma creates the 7 great sages, these beings who appear in glowing meditation, totally surrounded by cosmic energy, and they're tasked with spreading wisdom across the cosmos. But then, on the other hand, we have the physical. From Brahma emerge Swayambhava Manu and Shatarupa, the very first man and woman. They start their journey walking across this beautiful, untouched earth filled with pristine forests and rivers. And their descendants? They're the ones tasked with spreading human civilization across the land.
Now, what's really fascinating here is how the source text bridges human devotion with early astronomy. It does this through the story of Dhruva. Dhruva is this determined, albeit rejected young prince who leaves his kingdom to enter a dense, ancient forest for unwavering meditation. The text vividly describes the seasons passing around him. Snow covers him, rain falls, trees grow, wild animals quietly gather. And his body glows brighter and brighter every year until Lord Brahma appears in celestial light and blesses him. Dhruva literally transforms into a radiant star, zooming up into the night sky to become the eternal pole star, while countless other stars begin rotating around him. It's just a stunning, poetic explanation for the mechanics of the night sky. To give you a sense of how crowded the universe suddenly became, we just need to look at the offspring of Daksha's 60 daughters. Daksha stands in this magnificent celestial palace, and as his daughters marry powerful sages and divine beings, they birth a seriously overwhelming array of cosmic entities. We get the Adityas, these brilliant gods in golden armor; the Daityas, powerful demons arising from darkness; Gandharvas, the heavenly musicians; Yakshas, guarding treasures; gigantic mystical serpents known as Nagas; Garuda, the enormous golden-winged bird; and the Apsaras, graceful celestial dancers.
Literally in the blink of an eye, the earth and heavens are absolutely packed with countless species, civilizations, and divine races.
All right, next section. The rise and fall of civilization, focusing on Vina and Prithu.
So, having explored the heavens, let's land firmly back on Earth, where the mood abruptly changes. Human civilization is about to face its first catastrophic threat. Dark clouds gather, and thunder echoes as the arrogant King Vena takes his massive black throne. In a dramatic shift from divine creation to sheer human hubris, he terrifies his citizens, extinguishes sacred fires, and silences the temples. When the great sages confront him, he just laughs proudly and declares himself greater than the gods. Because of this, the land begins to dry up and become completely lifeless.
Let's compare the reign of these two kings, because the stakes here are incredibly high. On one side, we have the absolute chaos of King Vena. Temples fall silent, sacred fires go out, priests abandon rituals, and the land is dry and lifeless. But the sages, filled with divine anger, extract the evil from Vena's body, and immediately after, we get the golden era of King Prithu. Prithu emerges from Vena's purified body in shining golden armor. The heavens celebrate, rivers sparkle, and prosperity is restored. It is the ultimate reset button for a broken world.
But prosperity requires work. Let's look at the steps for taming the sacred earth. First, the earth flees as a frightened sacred cow across mountains and oceans. Second, King Prithu pursues her with unwavering determination. Third, the earth finally surrenders for the welfare of humanity. And fourth, Prithu levels the mountains into wide, fertile agricultural plains. This whole sequence is honestly a mythological masterclass in explaining the agricultural revolution. Prithu chasing the earth as a fleeing cow perfectly symbolizes humanity's monumental leap from hunter-gatherer chaos to structured farming and city building.
The result of this agricultural mastery is absolutely profound. The text describes a paradise of abundance glowing beneath countless stars. Wide fields spread across the landscape, villages rise up, and farmers cultivate the land. Imagine cows grazing peacefully, and golden crops swaying in the wind. Children are laughing, people are celebrating, and rivers are nourishing civilization. That once barren, dry earth left by Vena transforms completely into a flourishing paradise, bringing our grand chronological zoom in to a beautifully peaceful and triumphant resolution.
So, as we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with a question. How does this ancient text's explosive egg of creation and its agricultural revolution mirror our modern understanding of the universe? Isn't it just incredible how closely these majestic ancient myths parallel our modern scientific narratives? Think about it. We start with a silent void. We move to an expanding cosmic egg that totally mirrors the explosive expansion of the Big Bang. We watch galaxies form, and finally, we see humanity transition from foraging to leveling the earth for agriculture. The metaphors might be different, but that core human drive to understand where we came from and how our society was built, that remains exactly the same. Thank you so much for joining me on this cosmic journey, and keep questioning the origins of the world around you.